Yo, what up? This is your boy Rajan, and you're watching On the Road, presented by HYRE. Favorite song I made is Cocaine Fantasy. You know what I mean? That's usually everyone's like favorite song, and that was probably the fastest song I ever made. I made that song in like 20 minutes, and it's the biggest song that I have, right? So to me, that's just like my favorite song, because it was just so like, I heard the beat, made the song that fast. I didn't even know it was gonna do those numbers or anything, and it just organically did that. And I was like, okay, like this is how it's supposed to feel. It's supposed to feel like natural and fun like this, you know what I mean? Working with Tori was dope. That was actually the first time, like, I make music every day, you know what I mean? So sometimes a song will take me like 30 minutes to make, sometimes a song will take me like the entire day to make, you know what I mean? But as I kept like getting better at it, like it got faster and faster and faster, right? But that guy, when he did a verse on my song, that guy finished his verse in like, I'm not even gonna cap, maybe 4 minutes tops. You know what I mean? It was all like freestyle off the top of the head too. The melodies were perfect, everything. It's just like, he didn't even hear the song prior. He went into the booth, played him the song. He's like, run that back from the top. Freestyled every line, 4 minutes tops, done. And I was just like sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, why am I stressing so hard about like getting the perfect line or whatnot? It should just be off like the feel of music, you know what I mean? So I learned that a lot like when I saw him do it. And I stopped like stressing about like making everything so perfect and just going off the feel, you know what I mean? Craziest thing that happened to me was actually in a relationship a while ago. I was like 20 years old, right? And I was super into this girl. And then pretty much I thought the entire time like she was into me just as much as I was into her, right? Clearly that wasn't the case, right? And I remember her talking about like, yo, I could only see you on like Thursdays and Tuesdays, you know what I mean? Like 2 days a week type shit, right? I was always confused, but like I was naive. I was like 20 years old, you know what I mean? I was being a simp, right? So I was just like, yo, that's fine, don't worry, don't even stress about it, right? Turns out this girl was like dating someone else at the same time, right? And I was like, the way I found out was the most fucked up way. Was pretty much like, I don't tell this story to anyone, it's mad random, but whatever, fuck it, it's jokes. I could look back at it and I could laugh now. Pretty much I saw her like stomach getting bigger and bigger as the weeks went by, right? I was like, oh god damn, I got this girl pregnant. Like what the fuck? I'm like 20 years old, like I'm just working at fucking Pizza Hut right now, you know what I mean? Like I can't afford no child or nothing like that, right? And then I kept asking her, I'm like, yo, what's good? Like take a pregnancy test, you good? She was just like being like, oh no, I'm just fat, I'm gaining weight and stuff like that, right? I'm stupid at that time, so I'm just believing this girl. I'm just like, oh, maybe she just is gaining weight. She's going through some stuff in life, right? And I kid you not, like a week later, the stomach was like gone, right? And then I was just like, yo, where the fuck did the stomach go, right? And she was just like, oh, you know, I got on my grind. I started going to the gym, you know what I mean? I started working out, and like, I just needed my time to like, to myself, right? And then me being stupid again, I was just like, all right, yeah, she probably went to the gym and she probably just lost the weight and stuff like that, right? And then I remember just finding like papers in like her house saying like, it was like abortion papers or something like that, right? And then I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like this girl that I'm into got an abortion, she aborted my child, right? I'm like, you didn't even like consult me on that or nothing like that, right? And then she's like, I think I'm just gonna like come clean, like it's not your child, right? And like me, I'm into this girl, right? And I'm thinking like, we're together. And then she hits me with like, it's not your child. I'm like, what the fuck you mean it's not my child, right? And then she's like, yeah, you know how I said like Tuesdays and Thursdays, on like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm seeing this motherfucker, right? And then I was just like, that was like my most traumatic experience as like in a relationship. I was just like, yo, fuck this person, bro. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But that's probably the craziest shit that happened to me. Oh, and on top of that, the story doesn't end actually. That was the craziest shit that happened to me. And I remember at the time, one of my good friends, I was telling him about everything that's going on, right? And I was just like, yo, this chick is crazy. Like, she did this shit, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, yo, fuck that girl, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, you deserve better type shit, right? Come to find out, like 2 weeks later, I'm chilling with him. And then, like, I see his phone, right? I see her name pop up on his phone, right? I'm like, yo, how the fuck does this guy, like, know my ex and stuff like that, right? go through the messages and shit like that. And apparently they're dating now, right? And this is my boy that I'm telling everything to, like my entire like story about her, how she fucked me over, how she's two-timing me, the abortion and everything. And 2 weeks later, like they're together and shit like that. And he's just like, yo, I kind of messaged her, I was like into her and stuff like that. I'm like, you're my boy, like what the fuck is going on, you know what I mean? So that was like, I got Bermuda Triangle, bro. Like I got fucking all 3 ways. It's kind of mentally traumatizing. That's probably the craziest thing that happened to me. I could look back on it now and I can kind of laugh, because it's like, anytime I tell someone this story, they're like, yo, that's crazy, right? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. My favorite cartoon or anime, growing up, it was actually Naruto, right? I also like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Was underrated, bro. I'm telling you, I still got my deck, so if anyone's trying to see me in a duel right now, yo, I got my Dark Magician, I got my Blue Eyes White Dragon, you know? Run me in a duel, I'll run your shit. But recently, my favorite anime is actually Death Note. I saw that just recently. That shit was fire. Just like the psychology behind it, and just like the entire concept. Like, yo, anime concepts are much better than like human real life concepts. You know what I mean? Like I watch real life shows now sometimes and I'm like, nah, this is boring. Like anime has all the concepts, you know? Dream collaboration. My dream collaboration would probably obviously have to be Drake. You know what I mean? Like on my hierarchy of artists is like Drake, The Weeknd, J. Cole, just on like, those 3 are on the same level to me. So if I get one of them in my lifetime, that would be my dream collaboration. How do I stay creative? Honestly, experience is everything, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you have like a little bit of a writer's block, or you have a lack of inspiration because like, you're just like, okay, what the fuck do I talk about now? You know what I mean? I've talked about like this, and that, right? So it's hard to come up with inspiration sometimes. So I just think sometimes you gotta go out and live life a little bit, experience, whether it's like relationships, whether it's just like a party or something. Just like go out there and get an experience and you'll be able to get inspired by different things, you know? My favorite part about making music would probably just be like, sometimes it's like therapeutic, you know what I mean? Regardless of what you're going through, like, let's say I'm making like a hype song, you know what I mean? And then when I make that hype song and it's finished, I feel good. I'm like, oh man, this is a fucking banger, let's go, like this is gonna be dope, right? Or if I'm in a situation where I'm feeling like emotional, whether it's a relationship or something that happened in my life and stuff like that, sometimes like making that song kind of helps therapize you, if that's a word. Like it's therapeutic in a sense, you know what I mean? A day in my life looks like waking up, planning a concept, finding a beat, making so many melodies, and having like 30, 40 melodies that just come to my head, and organizing them and making a song a day. And I think like practice makes like perfect, you know what I mean? It keeps you sharp and it helps you get better. Repetition is everything. So it's just me making music every day, planning the next move, and what we're gonna do next pretty much. How did I find my love for music? Pretty much when my mom passed. Right, I was 10 and then I needed a way to like outlet my emotions and everything, so I started writing music, right? And as I started writing, then I kind of fell in love with the whole idea of like rapping. And then I remember I was in high school and I was writing like raps in class, and this is me, I've never recorded music in my life or anything like that. And there was a guy in my class, his name's DJ Drew, shout out DJ Drew. Pretty much he heard me like rapping in the back of the class, right? He's like, yo, you rap? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, I make beats, right? I'm like, okay, sick. He's like, yo, I have a studio, come to my studio. And you know, back in the day, those studios weren't like high professional. It was just literally like a microphone, and he's like, yo, this is my studio, right? It was in his basement, and I went to his basement and I recorded like a couple of songs. I put it out on the internet and people really liked it. And then that's where like my love and passion for music started coming. I'm just like, yo, like this is actually like fun. It makes me happy, you know what I mean? It's, again, therapeutic in a sense. What are my biggest inspirations? I would have to say family is the biggest inspiration, you know what I mean? I do music, I do what I love because I have the support of family and I do it for family. But musical biggest inspirations would have to be, again, Drake, The Weeknd, J. Cole, like my Mount Rushmore of like favorite artists, you know what I mean? If I could start my life over, what would I do different? I'd probably go into acting, to be honest, you know what I mean? Outside of music, outside of wanting to be a basketball player. I wanted to be a basketball player until I found out I wasn't gonna be 6 feet and I couldn't dunk, so I'm like, there's no way I'm making it there. But outside of music, like I wanted to do acting. So if I could start my life over, I'd probably get into like acting school or just like acting classes from a young age, right? Try to get on a Disney show or something, get that clout, get that hype, get into movies and everything, you know? My biggest fear would be failure. Right? Failure is probably my biggest fear. Like I don't care about anything else in life except like I want to make it, right? And I work every day to make it, and I put all my effort and energy to doing that. So if in this life I fail, that would be my biggest fear. I would like be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what was the purpose of this entire thing? You know what I mean? Outside of that, just insects. I fucking hate insects. Favorite video game would have to be probably Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? Those fighting games back in the day were fucking sick. So those are probably my favorite video games. My favorite movie, you know, I said before, like I was heavy into basketball. I wanted to be a basketball player. So Coach Carter, like, was my favorite movie growing up. Samuel L. Jackson, and that was dope. And like just like the lessons behind the movie were super dope. In 5 years, I see myself owning my own empire for Reason, which is my brand. I see myself being one of the most famous artists in the world, and also being able to give like a platform to other artists and other creatives that like I find talented and I find unique. You know, kind of how like Weeknd and EXO kind of have like House, where it's like an incubator for talent in the city. I kind of want to be able to give opportunity to anyone that I think is talented and needs the opportunity, and be in that position where I could do that, you know what I mean? Stop wasting so much time, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I do work hard, right? But you could always work harder, you know what I mean? And I feel like when I was younger, I did waste a lot of time, you know what I mean? I got caught up in like girls, I got caught up in like so many different things where I'm just like, fuck, if I had that like year back, I could have done this, and this, you know what I mean? I had so much opportunity to do some stuff and like get to where I want a little bit faster. So I would just say like, stop like wasting time to my younger self, you know what I mean? Some advice that I would give to others, it's the same advice I would give to my younger self: stop wasting time. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many like opportunities now, especially on social media, whether it's TikTok, whatever the fuck it is, right? Like, there's so much opportunity to do shit in this life that if you're not taking advantage of it, then you're just being a bean. You know what I mean? So stop wasting time. Biggest achievement in my career so far would probably be winning Hot 97, the Who's Next showcase. So pretty much Hot 97, if you know, they're like a American hip hop station. They're probably the biggest American hip hop station ever. And they hosted like this competition where they bring people in and you perform in front of like the industry professionals and the judges. And if you win, you get to open for like Tory Lanez, Lil Baby, Gunna, Trey Songz. Like, they had like an event to open for. And I was the only Canadian on the event. Everyone else was from America, and then I still ended up winning it. So I brought it home for Canada, you know? I feel like that was my biggest accomplishment because I got to open for all those artists as well, so it was pretty dope. Yeah, I do believe in luck. I feel like anyone who is like successful in life has a little bit of luck on their side. You know what I mean? Like, I'll relate it to basketball. I'll give you an analogy. Like, the Milwaukee Bucks just won the NBA championship, right? But on the way to the NBA championship, to the mountaintop, the Brooklyn Nets, James Harden and Kyrie got injured. You know what I mean? So I just think like everyone can be successful, right? But those who are successful also have a little bit of like luck on their side. You know what I mean? Yo, I have this conversation all the time, right? I do believe in reincarnation, right? Or if it's not reincarnation, I definitely do believe like your soul is like maybe transported to like a different dimension or something like that. Like, I feel like there are parallel dimensions. There probably is a Rajan living out there who's like a freaking like ball player, you know what I mean? But I just don't believe in like nothingness. You know what I mean? To me, that just feels like fucking weird, man. It just feels like, okay, this is one life. Imagine you die and then all you see is just black and you're conscious. You know what I mean? Or you're not even conscious. Like this is just it. I don't believe in that because that's just like, it's just weird. You know what I mean? So I definitely do believe in like reincarnation or different universes, because like, yo, half of space is not even like discovered. 90%, I don't know if it's 90 or like a number like that, of the ocean isn't even discovered. You know what I mean? So you're telling me that there's like not life or like different dimensions or something out there that like exists at the same time as us? You know what I mean? Meaning of life to me, that's an interesting question. That's very, I feel like that's personal to everyone. Meaning of life to me, man, is just like doing what you love and helping people that you care about. I feel like we have like a responsibility to humanity to be good human beings, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely want to take care of my family, and I definitely want to, like, when I get all the riches, when I get everything in abundance, I want to be able to share that wealth, share that abundance with like everyone as well, you know what I mean? It's a concept, I don't know if you've ever watched a movie, it's pretty old, it's called Pay It Forward, right? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And the concept of it is like, if you do something nice for somebody, that person will do something nice for 3 other people. Those 3 will do it for 3 other people. And it just becomes like, you're paying it forward. You're paying like the blessings and the abundance forward, you know what I mean? So that's what I believe in life. Do I believe in, yeah, I definitely believe in aliens. Come on, man. Like, we don't even know if like half the stuff in the ocean, you know what I mean? So like, I definitely do believe that they are aliens. There's probably aliens amongst us right now. Like, who knows? I might be an alien. Like, you might be an alien, you know what I mean? We never know. But I definitely believe like there are aliens also disguised as human beings right now, right? But I feel like aliens will probably come out soon. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's talking about it. There's like so many sightings and shit. So I definitely feel like they'll come out. I feel like they're probably dope. Aliens, they're probably just like the homies. Like, you see them and they're like, oh, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like, they're probably just dope, and like humans kind of like villainize them to be like, oh, they're weird. They're gonna like, you know what I mean? But they're probably just like chill. They're probably just trying to like, you know, go to a club too. You know what I mean? Like, perfect life looks like to me, just honestly being financially free to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying money is everything, and I'm not saying money buys happiness, but it also does at the same time, in a sense. Like, being able to be financially free to, like, if you want to travel, take your family somewhere, like, you just don't got to stress about shit. You know what I mean? You have the flexibility to do what you want in life. Doesn't mean, like, when I say financially free, that doesn't mean that you have to be like a billionaire, right? But just to be able to do like stuff that you want and not have to stress and like be like a slave to like the system, you know what I mean? Some of the roadblocks I faced as an artist, I would just say exposure. Exposure is everything, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's not even about like the music, you know what I mean? It's not even about like who's the better artist or not. It's just about like who could get the most exposure and who could get the most clout, to be honest, in like this climate of the music industry right now. So I feel like some of the roadblocks I've faced is like getting my music to like the masses, because I know like once it does get to the masses, it's game over, you know what I mean? But that's like one of the biggest hurdles I've faced so far. 3 things on my bucket list like to do in life. I definitely do want to go skydiving, right? But I want to go skydiving when I'm like 80 years old, just in case I die in the air. It's like, okay, I did it and I was gonna die regardless, right? So that's when I'll go skydiving. Get a record again with Drake, Weeknd, or J. Cole, or Bieber. Actually, I forgot to put Bieber on my Mount Rushmore. Get a record with one of them. And the 3rd thing on my bucket list, I probably want to like have a stake in like the Toronto Raptors. Like, when I get famous and get rich enough, like I want to buy a percentage of like the entire ownership, because I just want to be involved with like basketball in some sort of capacity. Maybe like go as a coach or some shit. I don't know, it'd be dope. I would say introvert or extrovert. I would say a bit of both. You know what I mean? I could be very introverted and just like chilling at home, like just working on music, not talking to nobody. You know what I mean? But when I'm out, if I'm drunk or if I'm at like a party or if I'm with people, like I'm very like extroverted and like, you know, I talk a lot and shit. How do I deal with hate? Honestly, hate is so funny to me. Like, sometimes I'll get posted on like Instagram pages and I see like all the hate comments. They're just tearing me apart, right? But to me, it's just like entertainment. I'm like, yo, you really took the time out of your day. You could have been doing anything. You could have been watching anime. You could have been fucking some girl. I don't know. Like, you could have been doing something better with your life, right? You could have been working at your job or whatever, but you took the time out your day to sit there and be like, this guy makes me so mad that I gotta say this shit about him. You don't know me, you know what I mean? I don't know you, right? But I made you so angry that you went out your way to like talk shit, right? And it made you feel better. If it makes you feel better talking shit about me, kudos to you. Like, I don't care. I read those comments and I'm like, yo, what's like the funniest hate comment here? Me and my boys like read it and we're just like, yo, you see what he said? That's jokes. Some guy actually wrote a hate comment, right? Me and my boys were laughing. He's just like, yo, go get a trucking license, bro. And I was just like, it's fucking jokes. I would say so. I would say like when you die, your spirit probably like lingers around. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever seen Bleach. The concept of it, I just started watching it yesterday actually, so I don't know the concept fully, but I think the concept is like your spirit roams around Earth and you could either get sent to like a good spirit world or like a bad spirit world or whatever it is, right? But I definitely do believe like if you pass, like maybe the ghost of you or the soul of you lingers around on Earth, or maybe it gets like like transported to a different like dimension or some shit. Nah, I don't believe in soulmates. I thought I found I thought I found my soulmate so many times, to be honest, and it never turned out to be my soulmate. So I don't know, man. Like my whole perception on love is like different than most people. You know, I feel like love is like just like a base emotion that you could feel for someone. Like I could feel love for anyone. Like any girl that I've ever been in a relationship with, I've always loved them, and I've always thought, yo, this is the one. This is the one, right? But if you could like love multiple people more than other people, then to me love is just like something you could feel for anyone, right? I think like being in a relationship with someone is more so like making a choice to be like, yo, everyone has their flaws, everyone has their pros and cons, right? I feel like you got to sit there and be like, okay, this is this person's cons. Is it so bad that I can't put up with it because the pros are like this, you know what I mean? And you kind of just make the choice to be like, yeah, I could put up with all this, right? Because this and this is brought to my life. So I feel like it's just a choice. I don't really believe in soulmates, to be honest. Or maybe I could be wrong. Who knows? My perception on it might change. Like if I meet that one person and I'm just like, oh damn, this feels like my soulmate. I don't know. But that's just my perception now. You know what I mean? If I was a superhero, I would probably have ice, like be able to control like ice and water, or thunder. You know what I mean? As you see, I got the thunderbolt tattoo right here. But ice or thunder, you know what I mean? Favorite thing about myself would probably be like, I just think I'm a good person. You know what I mean? I feel like I haven't really done people wrong, you know, and even if people think that I do them wrong, I try to make amends with them. And I always try to just like put my best foot forward to being like a good human being. So that's what I think I like about myself the most, you know. Yo, what up? It's your boy Rajan. I just did the interview for On the Road presented by HYRE. Check them out. This was a dope interview. They're about to be the next big thing, so shout out to them.